Welcome, family, friends, and distinguished guests, to the retirement ceremony for Master Sergeant Thomas Scooter Bond. At this time, please rise for the official party, the national anthem, and remain standing for the invocation given by retired Sergeant Major Timothy Harrison.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the privilege and opportunity that you have given us to be a part of this ceremony. Thank you for the friends, families, co-workers, and loved ones that have come to be a part of this ceremony as we recognize and celebrate the military career of the person, the persona, and the institution that is Scooter Bond. Thank you for allowing us to be a small part of his life, but thank you most of all for allowing him to shine into our lives. We thank you for him, and we ask for your blessing on our time together. In Christ's name, amen.
Please take your seats. Like I said before, welcome, family and friends and distinguished guests. Retirement ceremony, like we stated, for Master Sergeant Scooter Bond. I'm your Master of Ceremony and host for today, Sergeant Major Daniel Neville. I'd like to recognize some very special guests that we have in the audience this afternoon. Master Sergeant Bond's brother-in-law, Eric, and sister, Tina Funk. Mr. Harold Bond and Miss Marilyn Bond. And as you all know, Master Sergeant Bond wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support, love, and inspiration for this amazing senior leader. Thank you for attending.
Hey, Scooter. Man, wish I could be there in person. I'm heading to Fort Carson this week, though. But I just want to take a moment and say thank you, man. You have made the Army National Guard a better organization. You have done so many things over your career, brother, and I know it's just one of many things you're going to do. The next chapter of your career and what you're doing, I know you're going to do great things, man. Much love, and I'm thankful that I'm able to call you a friend. And I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time I'm in Arkansas.
Congratulations, Scoochie. Hey, just remember that by moving from Mississippi to Arkansas, you moved from 49th up to 47th. Arkansas will never be last as long as there's Mississippi and Alabama and South Carolina. Good luck.
Hey, Scooter, it's Will. I just want to wish you a happy retirement and wish you the best of luck over with Amazon.
Scooter Bond. What can I say about Scooter Bond? Well, I'm going to miss you, guy, but I've known you for a while. One of the things that kind of sticks out in my mind about you is we ended up at the Four Lens training. We were blues. We were like the most blue people at our table. And the one memory that I thought of when I'm thinking of what I was going to say about you is the day you came in and punked me, you and Callie. He said, I'm not going to talk to Eric, I'm just going to see if he says something. And I was kind of felt neglected a little bit. And you didn't come by and didn't say anything. You were real standoffish when we were over at Militia Hall. And then I found out it was all a joke, and you pulled my strings. That's Scooter Bond, always a prankster.
Hey, what's up, Scooter? Man, hey, I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. You have put in your time, you've done your bid. I know that you got great things that are coming forward. Hey, brother, I hope whatever it is that you do, you enjoy what you do. Wish you the best of luck. Peace.
Scooter, I most definitely want to send my heartfelt congratulations to you on your way out the door. Would call you a quitter, but we probably should have got rid of you a long time ago. I say all that in jest. It's most definitely been great working with you over the years. I continue to watch you grow, continue to watch you flourish. I know you are most definitely happy to be able to transition and do something else. You've earned that right. I most definitely wish you congratulations. You know, if there's anything we can do for you, please feel free to reach back because you're always a part of our family. Love you and wish you the best.
What's going on, bro? You probably won't believe this, but I really struggle with doing this video because my thing is what's already known is understood. So congratulations on this great accomplishment. My goal is in a couple of years to follow behind you. And you know, whenever you want to shoot back to Detroit, you're more than welcome. When you went up there, you made a lot of friends all the way from Belle Isle to 8 Mile. So congratulations again.
Hey, Scooter. Really appreciate when I showed up here. It was like we were friends instantly, despite the fact that I only hung out with you once. Now that I swallowed my food, I really want to thank you for everything you've done for me.
Scooter, best wishes from an old friend. We'll see you on the other side. Reach out to me whenever you need anything.
Hey Scooter, you are one of those people that everyone wishes they had as a friend. Someone that would drop everything for someone else, someone that shows endless love. And I just wanted to remind you during retirement that this is time to take time for yourself and to love yourself. So enjoy hunting, enjoy fishing, enjoy going to the lakes, even the Saints and the Braves. So just take time for yourself and enjoy your retirement. And I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, what do you know about a guy named Scooter? Hey, Scooter, I hope you enjoy your retirement. It's been a great pleasure to work with you. And being that you're a good guy from the South, we really look forward to seeing the great things that's going to take place and happen for you in the near future. Enjoy their retirement. Stay silly, stay funny, man. And it's been a great ride with you. Peace out.
Scooter Bond. Master Sergeant Bond. I had a hard time calling him Scooter to start with, not understanding how significant that was and how many people called him that. But after a while, once you get to know Master Sergeant Bond, you have no choice but to call him Scooter. And I mean that in a way that he has just become that guy where every time you see him, you're gonna shake his hand. You're gonna give him that hug because while, you know, Scooter Bond, whatever he's going through, whatever he's doing, he's always got that love for you, and that is commendable. Doesn't matter what's going on in the background. He's one of those guys that truly believes that behind every smile there's stuff going on, and then there's stuff going on with people that we don't really know. So he's always gonna give you that love to brighten up your day. And I want you to know that I truly appreciate you for that. And you know, I know whatever happens going forward, that Scooter Bond is going to be successful, and he's awesome. That's all I have to say about that.
Mark Parker here. Scooter, it's been real. You've been nice. See ya, eh?
Hey Scooter, Everett here. Just trying to go ahead and wish you the best of luck in retirement. Hopefully everything works out well for you. Appreciate the mentorship while you were here, and hopefully we can still stay connected once all said and done when I leave here as well. Thank you.
Hey Scooter, just want to let you know that it's been a blast working with you while I did, but I wish you the best of luck and great fortune in your retirement. Have a good one.
Hey, Master Sergeant Bond, I'm proud of you. You actually made it to retirement. Congratulations, man. Good job.
All right, Scooter, that time has come, man. You get to update your Facebook photo every year and listen to everybody say thank you for your service. So I expect to see them Facebook updates yearly on Veterans Day, okay? Other than that, man, hey, I appreciate everything you've done. You're an amazing NCO, an even better human being. You're just an overall great American. The Army's losing a fine NCO, but you're going to do great things. I don't wish that for you because I know that's what's going to happen, all right? Congratulations, brother. Gonna miss you.
Hey, Scooter, just wanted to congratulate you on this opportunity that you're getting ready to take the next step in your retirement. You are already sorely missed. I miss our talks in the office and coming in and you seeing your smiling face, and just want to come and talk to me for a few minutes. But you're definitely already missed here, and we wish you the best in going forward in your next adventure. This place isn't the same without you. And again, congratulations and best of luck in your new adventure.
Hey, so what can you say about Scooter Bond that hasn't already been said by multiple sheriff's departments and arresting agencies? The man's a phenomenon. Mississippi, smooth talking, Mass Sergeant on all accounts, consummate professional when he needed to be. Was able to get goofy and have fun with it when he needed to as well. But big miss around here for you. Mass Sergeant Bond, best of luck to you. Go out there and crush it.
Hey, Scoot, I know you're going to retire, but you need to leave all them deer alone in Camp Robinson. What you need to leave some for us people that's got to work now. Just saying. Don't be greedy.
Scooter Bond. I mean, I don't know anybody that can get you more fired up. Like every time we went out, we're doing PT or something, this guy is jumping around and like kicking the air saying, "Pah!" and boom! And there's a lot of energy for 5 o'clock in the morning, but I have respect for that, and gonna miss that.
Hi, sister. We hope you have a good time. We all love you. We also miss you. We hope you have a great time. Sorry you can't be there. We really love you because we haven't saw you in a long time. So we really love you. Ever since idea to Mr. Scooter.
Hey, in honor of you, Scooter, there goes my hunting seppi. I was going to put some face paint on my face, but I might have to stop at a gas station or something on the way home. And I'm not going to get caught dead wearing that stuff on my face, brother. It's a face mask. That's all you get. Look, anyways, just want to congratulate you on your retirement. Man, it's been an absolute honor to serve with you. I know that's across the board. Every person sitting in this room right now 100% agrees. And man, it is being able to call you my brother, my kids being able to call you an uncle, and you being close to my wife and family, just like you're blood related. And that's the way you've treated everybody throughout the duration of the time that you've been in the Guard. As for the Guard, you guys just became a little bit of a weaker force. I mean, you just lost one heck of a soldier who has always put troops first and the well-being of others far beyond himself. So the civilian world, you guys get ready. You're catching a legend. So, anyways, look down here. I don't know where he's sitting. Somewhere in front. Everybody look at Scooter. I'm sure he's crying by now. So, Scooter, stand up. Show everybody your tears. Awesome. Oh yeah, and congrats on the retirement. Love you, brother. And just because you got more time don't mean you're going to come blow out and ruin my hunting spots, brother. All right, I got cameras out. Don't try to sneak. Have a good day, man.
All right. What an incredible video. Hey, take a look around at all the people, Mass Sergeant Bond, Scooter Bond, that came and attended this retirement. I think if you don't know him personally, you're going to hear some of those stories today at how many people he's impacted. And you could tell the raw emotion. That's the first time I saw that video, and you said you weren't going to cry, but I'm glad you are, because I'm up here like, hold it together. The people that love this man is just outstanding. I'm going to roll through a couple highlights of his bio. Mass Sergeant Thomas Scooter Bond, he enlisted in the Mississippi Army National Guard on October 19, 2000 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Mass Sergeant Bond served 4 years as an M-Day soldier in the HHC Det 1 890th Engineer at Purvis, Mississippi. First time I ever heard of Purvis, Mississippi. I had to look it up to make sure it was real.
It was better than when I had to say whatever plate can kiki.
Yeah. Mass Sergeant Bond deployed to Iraq in February 2003 and returned, and he had that fire in his belly because immediately jumped into recruiting and retention in 2004. There he had a successful recruiting run from 2004 to 2013. How many recruiters I got in this room? Everyone is serving recruiting? Okay, so right there we're creeping up on a decade in recruiting. All right, a decade already. In 2013, Mass Sergeant Bond was selected as the Recruiting and Retention Battalion's Operation Non-Commissioned Officer in Charge, NCOIC, and he served in that position until 2016. He stayed in recruiting, and his efforts in Operations NCOIC led him to being selected as a Title X assignment, along with receiving his first Meritorious Service Medal. I will tell you that about 70% of recruiters, they attrit out in the first 3 years. So it's a testament to how much work that Master Sergeant Bond put in throughout his career and how long he actually stayed in recruiting. In October 2016, Master Sergeant Bond was selected on a Title X tour as the Moral Waiver NCOIC. Now, if you know Scooter Bond, anytime he says, hey, man, I'm the moral compass of the Army National Guard, he'd walk around telling officers that would come in NGB, he's like, Master Sergeant Bond, nope, the moral compass. And I'd sit back in awe just watching him, and everyone would laugh at it, right? I'd say something like that, and I'd get smoked. But Master Sergeant Bond's out here saying he's the moral compass of the Army National Guard. That's on his business card. Amazing. During this time at NGB, Master Sergeant Bond was promoted relatively quickly. He reviewed over 6,000 waivers and produced over 3,000 new enlistments to help the states out. Master Sergeant Bond answered directly to 150 congressional and presidential inquiries, which led him to receive his second Meritorious Service Medal. He was selected as, all right, so at this point, Master Sergeant Bond comes to me and he says, hey, I got my Master Sergeant, I'm going to the schoolhouse. And any of y'all that have been at the schoolhouse, first thing they told him is, you're not going to the schoolhouse as a Master Sergeant. And he told the Division Sergeant Major, he said, Sergeant Major, by all due respect, I will be at the schoolhouse. And lo and behold, in 2019, he came to the schoolhouse, right, as an NCOIC. Just a very determined individual that said something and he meant it. Wear his heart on his sleeve, just a brother that I love, and came here and did some amazing things from 2019 to 2020. He had an incredible career, 17 years of serving in a recruiting and retention capacity, recruiting the best and mentoring them throughout the process. Responsible for over 203 enlistments. Master Sergeant Bond is a graduate from all non-commissioned officer professional development schools, and he's currently finishing his BA in organizational leadership at the University of Charleston, West Virginia. Y'all know when you get into recruiting and you get into this job, you got things that take the back seat, right? Master Sergeant Bond was never one that put anyone else in the back seat before he put himself there. He put his soldiers first. He put everyone in the National Guard first. He would find someone at the gas station and put them in front of him. That's just the kind of guy he was, just wore that big heart and always put himself last. And I'm glad you could finally get to this moment and put yourself first. His top military schools are IPERM's management course. Had to put that on there because that's fantastic. I didn't even know we had that. Sorry I had to lead with that one. Y'all are like, really? Yes. Army National Guard and Guidance Counselor course, Common Facility Development Instructor Developer course, and Training and Education Middle Manager course. Top awards, Meritorious Service Medal, 2nd award. Army Commendation Medal, 5th award. And the Army Achievement Medal, 4th award. And something I know he worked very hard to get, the German Armed Forces Military Proficiency Badge, bronze. I think he's most proud of that, right? That's a lot of work for those of you that know. He also has the Army Staff Identification Badge and the Basic Army Instructor Badge, and last but not least, the Expert Recruiting and Retention Badge. So why are we here today? I just read off an amazing bio, 22 years, and that barely covers it. I know y'all are thinking about cake right now. We'll get there. Why we're here today, we're here to witness that time-honored tradition of retirement of an outstanding soldier who had 22 years, known as Master Sergeant Thomas Scooter Bond. He's a man that my kids call Uncle Scoot Scoot. He's the only guy that I know that has a nickname in his last name that you kind of smash together and everyone knows him as Scooter Bond, right? I don't know many that just call him Scooter or just Bond. It's Scooter Bond. A man that my wife absolutely adores and is probably plan B if I leave. You call her right now. All right? Absolutely loves him. And a guy that I'm really proud to say is a genuine lifelong friend. Give me the shirt off his back, drop what he's doing, take my kids out on the boat, smash 5 of us in a camper with him, with the dog and my dog and friends and family, and still smile the whole time. As one chapter closes for this NCO and another one opens for a retiree, I want to say that only 17% of soldiers that enlist actually make it to retirement. Of that, at the 20-year mark, and of that, 1.88% make it to the rank of Master Sergeant and actually retire. Could we give a quick round of applause to Master Sergeant Bond for all that he's accomplished? And last but not least, and I have done some very healthy research, I couldn't find anywhere on the planet where there was someone that owns the 4-part combination of a nice boat, a toy hauler, a new Dodge 2500 with a Cummins diesel, and travels the Midwest with an on-loan Siberian Husky. Those of you that know, he took a Siberian Husky on for his nephew who got deployed. And the reason I bring that up is because I went to get changed into my uniform. and immediately regretted that Siberian Husky, right? It took me about 20 minutes to get all the hair off. But I want to end here. I don't want to make this about me. It's about this amazing soldier, and I just want to share a real quick story about this soldier that gives everything to someone. So when I first met Scooter, he comes into National Guard Bureau, and I was the NCOIC at the time, and they said, hey, we got 2 guys coming in, 2 soldiers. You're going to pick who you want. This other guy comes in, Master Sergeant Bay, great guy, Sergeant First Class at the time, very quiet, very reserved. Hey, Sergeant, nice to meet you. I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that guy. And then Scooter Bond comes in. And any of y'all ever seen Scooter Bond walk into a room, you understand where I'm going with this. He comes in, he's like, what's up, everybody? We're at the National Guard Bureau, the most prestigious of the National Guard, right? And the officers and everyone, it's kind of like when the record stops when you walk into a room. And they're like, hey, which one do you want? I said, I don't want that guy. But you know what? It ended up working out. We ended up becoming one of my best friends. And, first question he asked me, and this is my last 30 seconds, he says, hey, do you hunt? And if any of y'all ever recruited before, and I know a lot of you have, what's the first thing you say when someone asks you a question? You're like, well, yeah, I hunt. Look, I hunted like one day in my life, and it might have been duck hunt, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, we'll get you out, and we'll get you on some deer. So he got me into hunting. And here's a testament to who he is as an individual. He gets out and he hits a deer and he's getting me in this tree stand. And he's moving me around every weekend to another spot where he's like, I saw a deer here, my deer cam. He puts me out in the spot where he's like, you are going to hit a deer today. I'm sitting out in this tree stand freezing. It's like 10 degrees in Virginia. And we're texting back and forth. I'm like, man, I'm going to see something. And he's like, wait, I see something. He moved to a different spot, but he's going to put me on his. And he plugged a deer. He texted me back. He said, I got one. He's like, wait, I see another one. Shot another deer, right? So 2 in a row, this is the kind of guy he is, but he put me on his deer and set his deer stand up in a random spot, and God smiled on him on that day. We looked around for that deer for, I think, about 4 or 5 hours, right, on our hands and knees. And me being not a hunter, I said, how long are we going to do this? He said, till we find it. By golly, we found that deer. I want to congratulate, my buddy. I want to congratulate his family. I just want to thank you, Scooter, for giving me this honor to even come up and speak. I'm humbled that you asked. I wouldn't miss it for the world, and thank you. I love you. One of my best friends in the world. But I want to bring up the guest speaker for today. Yep, it gets better. Master Sergeant Daryl G. Gibson.
All right. It's not going to be as good as Sergeant Major Nichols. This is always better. Afternoon, family, friends. Thank you, Mama, Dad. Thank you so much for coming. OG team back there. Cool. Today we're here to celebrate a culmination in a chapter in a career of Master Sergeant Bond. Congratulations, brother. I'm getting kind of choked up over there too. So you've changed the lives of young recruits. You've changed my life. You've changed the lives of everyone that's ever been a part of your circle. So, I'm not going to get too emotional there because it keeps going. So, I've known you in different levels of friendships. I'm going to talk about the first one first. I met Staff Sergeant Bond in 2008. I walked by his office one day. I was a young sergeant working in the battalion headquarters, and I walked by. Hey, Sergeant Bond. I'm Sergeant Gibson. I'm work here. And he goes, okay. Okay. So I talked to Staff Sergeant Bond here and there in passing, but we never really made a friendship. And we're going to speak to why in just a second and why that is. I was out in the motor pool one day at drill, and there was this young soldier standing next to a Humvee, and the rest of the HHC was out setting up this top during drill weekend. And I walked out of the talk, or the orderly room, and I said, hey, specialist, what are you doing? He was smoking, and I was like, well, I'm the colonel's driver. It's like, I don't care who you are, bro. Get your you-know-what to the top. Everyone else is working. Why are you up here? Well, I'm the colonel's driver. Anyway, at the end of the conversation, he's standing in progress going, Roger, Sergeant. Get your butt over there and help everybody sit at the top. So, the reason that Staff Sergeant Bond looked at me and kind of scared me away, this was his boy. And so it comes to find out, he told Sergeant Bond that I was his third bag sergeant, that I was a mean person. And the reason he did that, because Sergeant Bond is a fiercely loyal friend. And he seen me as the enemy, and this guy was his friend, and I did something to his friend. Sergeant Bond is fiercely loyal. The next person I met was Scooter. In 2010, I came to recruiting. My first office mate was Scooter Bond. And just like all the stories you heard Sergeant Major Neville tell, he took me under his wing. He helped me be successful. He did everything that a leader should do. Now, me and him are both almost professional comedians, so we had a good time doing it, but me and Scooter became friends, okay? He showed me a lot of the base that I needed to learn as a recruiter to be successful. So the master badge, master badge, expert badge that I have today, a lot of that comes from Scooter. And that leads me all the way to where I am today. Would I even be here without Scooter? Who knows? I don't know. The next person I met was Sergeant First Class Bond. Sergeant First Class Bond. And anyone that was in that room the day that he got promoted, and he told a little bit of that story before we had the ceremony of why it was it was a good day for him, because there was a lot of things that kept him from getting promoted up to that point. But when he got promoted, from that day forward, he was a completely different person. Completely different, because when he put that S in front of NCO, everyone knows he became a different person. It was intrinsic. I don't know if there was a professional conversation that happened before that, but he stood a little taller. When we, the line steppers back there in that back row back there, would step out of line, we were habitual line steppers. Sergeant First Class Bond would be the first one to look at us and be like, hey, y'all need to get right, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. Even though he was a friend, he was a senior non-commissioned officer, and he took that very seriously. Because of who he is as a Sergeant First Class, it wasn't long after that Sergeant First Class Bond was then the Operations NCO for the state of Mississippi, Recruiting and Retention Battalion. And because of what he did there, the competency he displayed there, and because of how he presented himself and how he put everybody first, early hours, long hours at the office, it wasn't long National Guard Bureau recruited him. They called him and brung him to National Guard Bureau as the waivers NCOIC, or the moral compass of the Army National Guard. He took that job seriously. When I would call Scooter in the evening times, he would always still either be working or on his way home from work. And I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? But he worked his butt off. Not because he was trying to do something for himself, it's because of what he was doing for the nation, what he was doing for all the recruiters sitting in the room today. And he took that job very seriously. In 2016? You got promoted in 16? In 2016, a testament of who he is, and in great Scooter fashion, he did his Master Sergeant promotion at Mount Vernon at George Washington's house. And then, it just so happened to be the CSM of Mississippi at the time, but the CSM of the Guard today was a guest there. Because he knew who Scooter was, and he wanted to be a part of this great accomplishment. So, I've known you in different fashions, in different ways. But this is how I know you now. And I'll try not to get choked about it. So Dad, I know what you call Thomas. I know what you call Scooter. I don't call him what you call him, which is Tomcat. But I see you as Tomcat. You are my brother. You're my friend. I want to emulate you in your servant leadership qualities. And I am not the same person today without you. Thank you. And without being corny, thank you for your service to the great nation of the United States. Yes. I love you, and thank you.
Thank you, Master Sergeant Gibson, for those inspiring words. At this time, Master Sergeant Bond would like to present some flowers.
I'm good. We're just going to cut it right here.
You're going to cry? So at this time, Master Sergeant Bond would love to present his mother, Marilyn, and sister Tina with flowers.
Screw back.
Yeah, screw back. And Master Sergeant Bond has a gift.
Yeah, so you can stand there for a second. So everybody in this room pretty much knows like the expert badge that we wear. That who wears it is a big thing. It took 3 years to get it. It's probably was one of the toughest times in my life. But it all started with this guy right here, my father. From early in my childhood, I played football, baseball, ran them ragged, and I'm not the only one. There's 5 other of me, all right? If you can imagine that. But my dad instilled in me and said, when I came home and I was hurting and I was bruised, he said, go ahead, quit. He said, but if you quit this, you'll quit everything in your life. And so this right here is a testament that I didn't quit. And so I just want to give this to you, if I can get it off. And that's yours.
I wasn't sure if you were going to punch it on. I was kind of, I was a little, I was a little nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, I give the floor to one of the finest NCOs I've served with, Master Sergeant Thomas Scooter Bond.
Well, first of all, for Facebook Live and the people that are listening to me now, if you don't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior, look at the last 22 years of my life and how I lived them. And a lot of people in this room understand that, and you'll start believing in God. He is real. Your soul is real. And I request each of you to give it to Him today. Without Him and His divine hand on me, I would not be here. I hope everybody in here that's wearing the uniform gets to this point. It's a really good blessing for me, for my family. It's been a long road. Never would have thought, as a fat kid from Goshen, Mississippi, and I always say this, that I would been able to do what I've done, been where I've been. It's just really an honor. So that's the first thing I say. The second thing is that I wouldn't be here without Buster Bounds. So there is a few people that I'm going to thank. If I don't mention your name, doesn't mean that you are any less of a person in my circle. It just means that, I ran out of space for you in my head, right? And I think everybody in here that is my friends and that are on Facebook, they understand that. But some of the most integral people in my life and how I got here, Buster Bounds. Without him, I wouldn't be here. He and I started this journey back then. Buster and I worked together at Walmart, and I was just trying to be struggling college student. And Buster was in the Guard, told me about the Guard, introduced me to a guy named Dino Welburn. And I was one of them guys, I hope you get them, SLC students that are over there that bust into your office and kick it down and go, I'm ready to join. That was me. I kicked it down. I walked in there like everybody knows, and I said, hey, what's up, guy? I mean, that's how I enter a room, like that. And I did it in his office, and I came through, and I said, hey, where do I sign? I said, I don't need you to say anything. I'm already prepped. Let's do it. And I joined. Mom and Dad didn't know. I left. I went to New Orleans, Louisiana, and I came back, and my mom was like, where'd you been? And I said, well, I enlisted into the National Guard today. And she said, really? And I said, yeah. And she said, when do you leave? And I said, in February. And she said, good, I always wanted a sewing room. And I was like, wow, okay. Like, you didn't even let that sink in. You've been thinking about this for a minute. And away I went. When I got back from Iraq in 03-04, Sergeant Major Harrison gave the benediction. He was our recruiter then in Purvis, Mississippi. He left to go to Coldwater, I believe it was, right? And then Buster, the guy that I mentioned, became the recruiter there in Purvis. And then I started this journey in recruiting. And without them two giving some, words of encouragement and advice and sticking their neck out, I wouldn't be here. So I appreciate y'all for that. Going further in my career, I got teamed up with a gentleman, Sergeant Major Retired Etheridge. Wave at everybody back there. When I came aboard, he got hired a little bit before I did, but we immediately became friends. I appreciate the mentorship, not just from him, but from the Sergeant Major retired Eddie Jenkins, Mark Paradon, John Branton, Jeff Etheridge, Gerald Branson, all these guys back in the day that took me under their wing just like I did with all my friends currently now with Daryl, took me underneath their wing, showed me the ropes of recruiting. I certainly wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you guys, so I appreciate that. Giving a shout out to Colonel Brewer. When I put in my application or put in, my request to be forwarded to operations branch, I was just a recruiter on the street, 13 years, or 9 years actually. Knew the ropes of recruiting. I wasn't their first choice in the operations in Mississippi. I wasn't their first choice. They told me that very upfront that I wasn't. But luckily, the first guy didn't want the job. And, and away we went. So I appreciate Colonel Brewer. I know he's probably watched it. I think it's retired General now, Brewer. But I appreciate him sticking his neck out for me and giving me that opportunity. And then if it wasn't for all the guys at NGB, Mr. Spencer, CeeLo Samuels, Brian Spencer, Colonel Prudy, Major Woodard, all these guys throughout the years helped me get to here. I just hope throughout my life and throughout my career that I never let anybody down. And that goes to this guy here, my dad, instilled that into me. He always told me if I was going to do something, do it to the best of my ability. And I think I did. I think I have. To my family, it all started with my father, of course, instilling that hard work and dedication in my life. My mom, just being that mom, kissing my bruises, telling me everything was going to be all right. Probably gave me too many cookies, back in the day. That's why I'm struggling to get these buttons off of here real quick, before I explode. My sister just teaching me that leadership principle about being, she was our rock when we were growing up. My brother for instilling to me the love of this country. My sister Bridget, y'all think I'm funny? Holy crap, if she was here, guys, she would take over this room in a heartbeat. I got her personality from her. My sister Rocky, I always followed her in school. Even today, her and I banter back and forth about, I try to be intellectual, but it doesn't work. She's a doctor. But God bless her, she can't chew gum and walk at the same time, so I think I got her on that. But always following her example, and if you want to know something, don't rely on other people and to look up the information yourself, And then my sister Mary, her ability to love everything and see the goodness in everything, and that's where I get that from. She wears her heart on her shoulders. She loves everything, tries to see the good in everything. And so I get a little bit of something from everybody that I've ever come in contact with. Now on to the last, but certainly not least, is my friends. Gibson is one of my longtime friends, and I that story that he told me, or he told you guys earlier about, how we came to be. I apologize for that over and over and over again to that man. We could have been doing this thing, hanging out, and all this stuff about, a year and a half, 2 years before we even met, and I was just being that punk and just, hey, what's up? I don't know this guy, whatever. To my friends, Jason, so back when, and this is a hard story, back when I was growing up, the Lord blessed me with a guy, and his name was Jason Holcomb. He was my best friend. He and I were inseparable. I played right guard, he played right tackle. If I moved to left guard, he played left tackle. If I went over to defense, he played defense. We went to college together, did everything together. Even lived at my house with my parents in a trailer in South Mississippi. And this dude is 6'3", 245 pounds dude. He's a dude. He passed away in 2005. This was before I ever met these gentlemen that I'm about to talk about. The Lord blessed me enough to give me 2 friends. Josh, what's your last name? Gaskin, what's your first name? The Lord blessed me enough to give me 2 friends that bear his name. I'm very honored with that. I love them like my brother, all of them. Alec came on the scene a little bit later. I'm not going to tell that story because I'll probably get fired on my retirement ceremony. No, you're not going to tell. You can tell it later if you'd like, Alec. But no, I met Alec. Alec's been with us for a while. He actually joined the RSP. He was one of our recruits that another recruiter put in. And we just all, me and Josh and Jason and Daryl, we all just fell in love with this kid. Super stud, 17-year-old, playing soccer, outrunning everybody. He's an E8 now in Mississippi and doing great things out there. But I met him in some kind of weird circumstances that he likes to tell, but I'm not going to relive that for everybody. They don't need to know that. So, guys, just know... even though throughout the years, we'll always be there for each other. You are the type of dudes we can talk every day with each other, or we can go 3 weeks without talking with each other, and it's like we've never left. It's like we never left. So I appreciate each one of you guys. I love you. You are my brothers. I can't wait to get to do this retirement stuff, to see what it's about. Everybody says that it's great. We're about to see. The SLC students, I'll leave you with this. To go for an example, what Master Sergeant Gibson was talking about, what Daryl was saying, is, and I get it from Ted Lasso. So if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, you watch Ted Lasso. When he's throwing the darts and he's talking about being curious and not judgmental, be that person as a senior NCO. Be curious. Ask questions. Get to know your soldiers. Get to understand them, not just them, but their families, how they work, how they operate. You will find out that goes a long way in your career and their career. They will remember you. They will remember things that you've done for them. And it's what the organization is supposed to be. It's what an NCO is supposed to be. So I charge each one of you with that. In the words of Ted Lasso, be curious and not judgmental, and then barbecue sauce if you've ever seen it. So that's when he... barbecue sauce. But guys, I really do appreciate each one of you taking time out of your busy day and your schedule to be here for me. It means a lot. It means a lot. I understand that time is precious, and even this hour, has it been an hour? No, 43 minutes. So these 43 minutes that you spent here with me, you can't ever get back. So thank you. You can't ever get them back. I took them all. So I appreciate that, really I do. Thank you all. Thank SMTB for the opportunity that you gave me to be here. It's pretty cool to be able to start a career and end it in the same building that you started it in, right? Everybody sitting here that's a recruiter understands that I graduated in this in SQI4 back in 2004. And I get to end it in this building in 2022. So it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I always tried to take myself out of this uniform, and I never wanted to be that NCO. I always wanted to be Scooter, and I hope that went over into my career. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I love each and every one of you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know we just did a loud round of applause. Let's give one more last round of applause for this guy. This guy right here. Love this guy.